Hey everyone, whenever you scan a QR and pay 10 rupees for a chai, do you know what happens? Six systems talk to each other in just 3 seconds. Underneath a simple pay button, there is some serious engineering going on. Let's break it down today. UPI is Unified Payments Interface. It is developed by NPCI. NPCI developed such a robust system that today handles billions of transactions every month. Before UPI existed, people used to transact using the traditional methods like IMPS, RTGS, NEFT. And to make transactions using these methods, a sender would require receiver's account number, IFSC code, and some other bank details. And even after that, they might have to wait for like 24 hours for the transaction to actually settle. But NPCI solved this exact pain point using UPI. And today, with the help of UPI, you can make a transaction in less than few seconds, and it is available 24/7, 365 days. So how it is possible? Let's break it down. Let's try to understand UPI as a bank operating as an email address. For example, a user U1 is there, and this guy has a unique identification like name@bank. This unique identification is basically VPA. VPA is basically virtual private address. This is the thing that is served as UPI ID. So basically, at the NPCI level, it has a mapping which is based on the UPI ID mapped to the bank account details. So whenever you open a PSP application, PSPs are basically payment service provider. All these applications like Google Pay, Paytm, PhonePe, this kind of applications are the PSPs for NPCI. They themselves are not banks. They are just a front-end layer on top of banks. They doesn't hold your amount, but they are acting as a front-end layer on top of the bank, right? Now, what happens when a user opens a PhonePe application and gives the UPI ID? It basically makes a request to NPCI server and fetches the data like account number, the bank associated, bank name, and some other details, right? So this is how your GPay or PhonePe knows which bank you're using, right? Now let's try to understand a life cycle of a UPI transaction. Let's say a user U1 wants to send money to user U2. So user U1 will open any PSP application like PhonePe. So it opens PhonePe and now initiates a transaction of, let's say, 500 rupees. So this transaction will have some payload. It will have some information that with that information, it will make a request, right? Let's say the request looks like sender UPI ID, receiver UPI ID, amount will be there, a timestamp, and a transaction ID. Okay. So let's say this is the payload using which user U1 initiated the transaction. Now this request will go to NPCI server, and the NPCI server will obviously know based on sender's UPI ID which bank it is associated. So it will make a request to sender's bank account. So let's say the sender's bank account is HDFC, right? Now, HDFC, the bank, needs to validate this request. And for this validation, we use UPI PIN. So this PIN, for security purposes, it is stored at the bank level, not at the NPCI level, not at the PSP application level, right? So when we provide the UPI PIN, the bank validates the request is correct, and based on that, it allows the amount to deduct. Once the validation is done, after validation, 500 rupees is, let's say, debited. Okay. What happens? Now NPCI server will make a call to receiver's bank. Let's say receiver's bank is SBI. Now receiver bank needs to acknowledge the coming request. So SBI will acknowledge. So let's say acknowledge. Let's say SBI acknowledge this request. What will happen? This amount will be credited to receiver's account. So credit, and a push notification will be sent to receiver's PSP. That could be anything. Let's say GPay. So it will get a push notification, and some other systems will work that will send SMS or email or something. So this U2 will get a notification that some 500 rupees has been credited to their account, right? For any reason, if SBI is not able to acknowledge this request, what will happen? So let's say it is no. The acknowledgement is no for any reason. Server might be busy, right? What happens? HDFC has already deducted 500 rupees from sender's account, but the receiver's bank account didn't acknowledge. So this amount will be reversed to the sender's account. I'm sure you might have faced this thing that you have made a payment from your Google Pay, PhonePe, or whatever UPI app that you use, and the transaction says pending, right? It doesn't say fail, it says pending, because the receiver's bank server is not acknowledging this coming request from NPCI server. So once this is resolved, either you get failed, or after some time this comes as a success. If it is success, then everything is fine. But if it fails, after some time, you might see that the amount that was earlier debited from your account is reversed back to your account. So that is how we understand a UPI transaction lifecycle. This was pretty much a high-level overview on that. If you want to understand more details, if I find any resource, I'll definitely share with you guys in the comment section. Now let's try to understand this from CAP theorem perspective. As we know, in CAP theorem, we can only select two things at a time. In UPI systems, network failure is guaranteed. So partition tolerance is not optional. So the discussion would be on just consistency and availability. When money is involved, being wrong is worse than being down. So the UPI system will always choose consistency over availability. That makes the UPI system a CP system, consistent and partition tolerant. Whenever a UPI transaction fails, the system doesn't say success. It doesn't guess as maybe. It always says failed or pending. So the next time your transaction is pending or failed, just understand UPI systems are not weak. It is just choosing to not lie about your money. That's all for this video. I hope you liked this video. If you found this video helpful, please like, please comment down below if you have any queries. Subscribe to this channel. I'll bring more such videos on this channel. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.